Okay. Hello, everybody. Uh, Monday, start of the week. Uh, Definitely need coffee. Michelle in Scottfield. Not easy always being a Monday, starting of the week, but here we go. Because we do have to address the elephant in the room. And strangely enough, a lot of weird things are currently happening. Across Canada, across the internet, across the wide variety of media, social medias, and I don't know exactly how to call it, what to call it, but stuff that doesn't make any sense, and it seems like everybody is just putting up with whatever. Like, people lost faith in their politicians, and, they just expect them to get screwed, but how many people are going to be homeless before you realize that they're coming for your homes, they're coming for your rights, they're coming for your children, they're coming for. I mean, am I just somebody that's wearing a tinfoil hat here? Is this some weird conspiracy? Because look at the facts. We are getting taxes over, well, I'm talking about here in Canada and in Quebec, you know. Taxes are going through the roofs. Interest, inflation is going through the roof. You look at how our government is spending their monies, it makes no sense. Okay, you don't like the liberals? Just vote conservatives. Yeah, well, conservatives. I mean, who doesn't like common sense? But when it becomes a slogan, it's annoying. It doesn't come across as genuine. And unfortunately, I'm in this situation here where Quebec prefers the evil that it knows instead of the evil it does not know. Yeah, well, the evil that we know is really, really not good. And I mean not good in a big way. So there's gotta be something somewhere, somehow. We need to definitely work it. So, not a good day for politics in Canada. Not a good day, not a good week, not a good month, not a good year. I wish I wish everything would work. I wish the government would represent the people, the will of the people. I do wish that they would put in motion things that would help. It just boggles the mind. how absurd it is. And I'm saddened by that fact. And I mean, it's the same way with all these wars. I was really upset with the fact that Russia and Ukraine were at war. Kind of used to like both countries, and not like in a necessarily, oh, these is the greatest place on earth. No, but it's like the big brother that, or the big sister, or how can I say, the best friend, or sometimes you have fun with your best adversary, if I could put it that way. But I guess I was influenced by hockey back in 1970, early 1970s. Russia and Canada played hockey one against the other, and Canada won. So it's something that stuck with every Canadian for a long time. But the result of that wasn't the fact that we won, is the fact that back then Canada used to be like miles and miles and miles ahead of any other country when it came to the talent of our hockey players. Then comes around with Russia, and boy, was it a hard fight. It was a really close match, tit for tat, outstanding. So, how can I say, the higher the quality of your adversary, the higher, the most you have to push yourself beyond your limits. And so we strive to be better and all that stuff. So that's what I took from that. And when Russia broke up, USSR broke up, and I did go and visit Ukraine at first. I did see that there was a lot of issues. There was a lot of issues. Switching over from a communist party to a capitalist. Like for them over there, it was normal to rob the government because, people rob the government. Because back then, in the USSR, the government would come around with the food trucks and tell everybody how much food they were allowed to eat. They grew up with a mentality over there of, okay, that's the food's in the warehouse. That's where the warehouse is. Let's go and just fill our pockets with whatever we can find there. And, that breeds corruption once you go, capitalism gets into it. And so when I was there, it was extremely corrupt. Extremely, extremely corrupt. For the most part, it was friendly, but for the most part, it's like everybody just does their own thing as well. And not many people spoke English. But yeah, it was kind of funny. You go to the local corner store and you have this big guy next to the cash register. You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems. But it was fun. It's they had their issues and but boy, things got crazy over there. Mass corruption. And yeah, I don't know why NATO were even in talks to, you know, accept them in NATO. And it's kind of hypocritical for me being here and saying, nah, we shouldn't allow Ukraine to be part of NATO because they are very corrupt. And I'm looking here in my own country of Canada, looking at what the politicians are doing, looking at all these inquiries, all these commissions, all these, man, we are paying all of these politicians to do what? I mean, we award contracts, for the best price. And what was the best price? Well, it was $1 for a roll of toilet paper. And at the end of the year, well, it's 54 million for that roll of toilet paper. And like, what? What happened there? And turns out that we have these people that studied that work in these procurement offices and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we think this is a very good bargain for what we got. 54 million for a roll of toilet paper. Wow. What's the alternative? Pierre Poliev, is that our alternative here? I kind of understand he was talking right, left, and center, trying to talk about the issues, ask the questions. And I was looking at him at the beginning, last spring, and it was like, okay, hmm, not liking him, not disliking him, but compared to what's going on currently, I don't think it's worse. Then we run into the other issue that, you know what, he he has to repeat himself. He has to drive his message home. So he starts the what always came out from all of his speeches was one thing, and now it's turning into a slogan, and unfortunately it mimics an American president. Like, Quebecers didn't really like Trump, didn't really understand Trump. And for a lot of Quebecers, uh, we look at Pierre Poliev and they see him trying to imitate Trump, which is not quite there, but a lot of Quebecers I was talking to see Trump and they look at a clown, and for them it's the same thing. But the fact of the matter is that yeah, the economy was doing good under Trump compared to what's going on now. So I it's very all sad. And unfortunately, I'm looking at Pierre, and although, let's bring back common sense. Yes, I would definitely like to bring common sense. Unfortunately, we have gotten ourselves to the point where we've spent so much that the government cannot spend anymore. It's zeros, you know. We are at the point where we need to close the sewers, the aqueducts, the schools, the hospitals. We need to close everything down. No roads, no nothing, zero, zero, zero. To make the budget balance. Basically, zero for the next 25 years, no spending. It's radical, but that's the situation we are in. I mean, I really wish, somehow, somewhere, I'd be part of the weapon industry because that's the only thing that's booming now. Everybody wants to go to war, not only Russia and Ukraine, but now it's Hamas and Gaza strips and Israel, and everybody's going after each other. And it's just sad for everything. I mean, it's completely, totally, utterly. It's a money making pit for everybody. It's like, well, let's give money to this party and let's give money to that party and let's give money to Russia and let's give money to Ukraine and let's give money to Hamas and let's give money to Israel and or send money to Hamas and then send troops to Israel to help them out. It's like what? It's does nothing makes sense anymore. Especially when things are not going well in your own backyard. When things are going good, then you can kind of help the people around you, but things have to go good at home first. And things are not going good at home. Get your house in order before telling, preaching what the others should do. I got a lot of flack for, speaking out about an $80 million barn that the government was building. Now, although it's not been confirmed, everybody kind of figures out that this thing is a bunker, a nuclear bunker thingy. So if that's where we're going, if we're just building bunkers to survive the next war, why is everybody pushing towards it? And if that's the case, then people need to realize, hey, look, politicians are getting ready here. Everybody's getting ready, so, you know, let's start the final round, sort of a thing. I'm just confused about it all. You hear the government says, "Hey, we're removing cars off the roads. We are achieving our goal of pollution reduction." Hey, yeah. Know how many neighbors in my village can't afford to drive anymore? And what are the alternatives? I mean, people that worked all their lives, they're 90 years old. They have their house, they raise the kids are gone. Spouse has passed away, he's still living, still going to his garden. But guess what? He can barely afford a can of soup, going once a month to the local thing here because, the pension and his retirement, and nothing has kept up with the prices that are out of control. So you worked all your life and all this stuff, you get to the end and the government's tapping on their shoulders saying, hey, we remove cars off the road. Hey, yeah, but we don't have any public transit. We don't even have taxis here. So no taxis, no nothing. I mean, okay, maybe at the age of 90 you should not be driving anymore, but hey, he is still fit. He still sees, and he's not going far. He's going to the local market, but it's too expensive. Stuff is getting too expensive. So I'm sad for all of this, all of what is happening. I don't know what the solution is. I mean, you can look at Russell Brand and read between the lines of what he's saying. I don't know. People need to wake up. People, I mean, okay, we know that the conservatives might not be the perfect alternative to whatever's going on here, but if everybody just went to a polling station and everybody, and I mean everybody that you talk to, everybody, everything, decided to cancel their vote. And you know how you do that? You vote for everybody on the ballot, and the vote gets canceled. So if everybody talked to everybody, everybody voted and canceled their vote, and somehow you have this election where you have a 51% majority of people that voted for somebody, which we know that that is impossible because everybody agreed. You know, the media has been telling people to cancel their votes, the newspaper's been telling people to cancel their votes because we need to stop hiring politicians and start voting for people that want to make it a better place to live in. Whether they do good or do bad, at least they tried. That's the kind of people we want to vote for. We do not want to vote anymore for these lawyers, these politicians, these smooth talkers that say what you want to hear, and in the end, give you a penny on the millions that they're racking up for their friends. I mean, that's just. But that's just my thoughts today. It's a Monday. It's a rude awakening. It's a rude start to the week. I am sorry. That's why I like to spend so much time with my cats. That's why I like to spend so much time getting away from everything, playing some ginseng. It's a really fun game. If you like to do quests and adventures and it's not too serious, but it's a good story, I mean, it's worth it because look at it. Look at the cinema currently. They got nothing. I mean, it used to be that the Avengers and anything Marvel was gonna be, I mean, stuff to talk about for the next year, for the next 5 years. We're still talking about Endgame and Iron Man and Captain America movies, how good they were back in the day. The first Avenger, and today what we have? The Marvels and what? Black girl magic, and that's all you need to say in order to be able to fly. Okay, I'll grant it. I never saw Superman's, take off to fly and accidentally crash into a mountain. I did not see that. But I did see Peter Parker, struggling with his web devices and, getting himself caught up in his own web. That was funny. So, but yeah, movie wise, nothing's going on from Hollywood. The Hunger Games? Really? That looks crap beyond crap, and these actors today are so bad, and they keep getting hired. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Anime is still, pretty much okay. I'm having a lot of fun watching anime, and I'm playing a video game that has anime features to it. So that's where it is right now. So I don't know. Tell me your comments down below. Let me know, people. Are you fed up of this? Are you want more of it? Are you agreeing with anything? You want to come here live and debate stuff with me? By all means, the ball is in your hands. Let me know what you want to do with it. And until the next video, take care of yourself.